Tim Shaw on his start. Notice that he goes through a spot, starts his legs. Upon entering the water, controls the depth by arching the back and head position, and pulls one arm, and he's swimming freestyle. Notice that he enters through a spot. It's not a flop entry. It is a one entry through a spot. It does not go power through the water all at one place. He comes just through one place. Here, the total stroke, we can see a nice catch up. We can see that he is flowing through the water. We can see that he is, as one arm goes in, he's on that shoulder. As the other arm goes in, he's on the other shoulder. Here we have stop action. As the right arm hits the water, we can see him feel water. As it starts to move about halfway through, the other hand enters, and we can see that he has rolled on the shoulder. We have a catch up, a press, back in. Underwater, we can see as the right hand is pressing water. About halfway through, we can see the other hand entering, definite catch up, and we can see a shift on shoulders. He is rolling through and flowing through the water. We can see as on the dolly shot how he definite body roll, how he flows. The hand does not move as much as the body goes through the water or past the hand. The hand stands still and the body moves. It's not pulling the arm as much as getting the body to move. We can see there's a tremendous body roll here. We can see a good feel on the water in the front end and a tremendous back end. He pushes all the way through. He has the 5 fundamental things that make for great freestylers. He has a press in the front end, a push through the back end. This is his turn, a dolphin kick with one foot. We can see that he starts to extend the legs prior to hitting the wall. Little half turn with his head, so he's almost on his back. He rolls over onto his stomach as he pushes off, starts his legs, adds one arm, and he's swimming freestyle. We can see the 5 fundamental things underwater. The press in the front end, a definite body roll as he starts to press onto that shoulder, and a definite push through the back end. You can see how far the arm went through the back end. Here we have Brian Goodell, the Olympic gold medal in both the 400 and the 1500 meter freestyles at Montreal, also the world record holder in both races. He once again enters through a spot, does not flop into the water, but enters through one spot. The whole body does not come in at one time, rather his hands, then his head, then his shoulders, and his feet. Here we have the total stroke. You can see a catch up. You can see the press in the front end, see the push through the back end, see the high elbow recovery, hand underneath the elbow. Right hand enters, he's on the right shoulder. It's about halfway through the pole as the left hand enters, and he switches shoulders, pushes all the way through the back end, and starts to roll back onto the other side. He flows through the water. Underwater, same thing. We can see as the left arm starts to pull, he's on the left shoulder. Halfway through, the right hand starts to enter. He pushes the left hand all the way through and starts to pull with his right arm. He's now on his right shoulder. He flows through the water rather than just powers himself through the water. He is never flat. He rolls and flows through the water. On the dolly shots, here's his turn, dolphin kick, extension of the legs prior to hitting the wall, and now we're just walking with him. We can see that the hands aren't moving, it's the body moving. The hand stands still, the body comes by. We are pulling the body through the water, not the arm through the water. You can see a definite catch up, the high elbow recovery. Good turn. Underwater, you can see the same things we just saw above. We can see the body roll and the hand stand still, the good back end, body moves. There we saw a dolphin kick and an explosion into the wall. Straight at us, we can see that he pulls in an S pattern. That's because he feels water. Here above water, once again, we can see the high elbow, the hand beneath the elbow. We can see a definite body roll, definite catch up. And once again, we can see the kick, although it is not a fundamental, in this case is a 2-beat kick. Here we have the stop action on the turn. As we watch him come into the wall, he'll pull one hand to his side, then he will pull the other hand to his side, and he will take a dolphin kick to accelerate the somersault into the wall. There's the dolphin kick to accelerate the motion into the wall. Puts a little half turn in with his head, As his legs start to go to the wall, they will start to extend prior to hitting the wall. As he hits the wall, he starts to roll as he's exploding off the wall back onto his face. He will start his leg kick. And after he starts his leg kick, he will pull one arm and he will be swimming freestyle. It's a very good shot of the turn. There's his leg starting. Even though he's out of the picture, he's now started his arms. We can see how he flows through the water by rolling from one shoulder to the other shoulder. He's never square in the water. It's very important that we do not teach swimmers to swim flat. This is John Neighbor, silver medalist in the 200-meter freestyle at the Olympic Games, and one of two men to break 4:20 in the 500-yard freestyle, which he did twice in the NC2A championships. We have the grab start. He's a little flat with his legs. And that's something if John hadn't retired, he would have continued to work on and therefore continued to improve his times. We can see here at speed on the dolly shot that he is actually flowing through the water, not as much powering through the water as flowing through the water. He has a nice catch up, good press in the front end, good back end, high elbow recovery. This is his turn. You can see him extend his legs, start to extend them prior to hitting the wall. Starts his feet first, starts to kick first, then adds the arms. You see the high elbow, good press. As the left hand goes in, notice he's on the shoulder. As his right arm goes in, he's on his right shoulder. We have a good catch up, we have a good back end. We have the 5 fundamental things that all great freestylers do. Here's his turn again. Starts his legs, adds an arm, and he's swimming freestyle. On his breath, you can see that he turned his head. As the hand comes by his head, he turns away from the hand. As the hand starts to pull, the head goes back in. Underwater on the turn, you can see that he did a squat and push, but he actually extended the legs prior to them touching the wall. This causes him to explode off the wall. Once again, the turn above water, and we saw it just a few minutes ago underwater. Kicks his legs, adds an arm, and he's swimming freestyle. He flows through the water. As a press, push, body roll, catch up. We can see all these things underwater. Above water, we would see the high elbow. This is Casey Converse, the American record holder, the 1650-yard freestyle, and the first man in the history of swimming to break 15 minutes for the 1650. We take a look for the fundamentals again. We see that he enters through the spot on the dive. On the stroke underwater, we can see a definite roll, press, push, high elbow. Here we have the total stroke. You see the high elbow. We can see a press in the front end. The hand looks to stand still. There's a definite catch up. There's a definite body roll. And there's a definite back end on the stroke. He's pulling his hands all the way through. Stop action, we can take a look. The press, the roll, the high elbow recovery, the catch up, a definite push through the back end. Once again, high elbow, definite catch up, definite body roll. Underwater, the same thing. We can see him pressing water. He's feeling water. He's pressing it down and back. Halfway through, the other hand enters. We can see a definite push through on the left arm. We can see a definite body roll. Here on the dolly shot, just like we're walking with him, we can see the high elbow recovery, the turn, push, dolphin kick, snap into the wall, extension of the legs prior to them touching. We can see the front end. We can see as the hand enters the press. We can see the good body roll. We can see the catch up. Underwater on the turn, you see the same thing. Hand to the side, dolphin kick to build momentum. Almost a straight somersault with a half turn of the head, the extension of the legs just prior to them touching so that he explodes in and out of the wall. He starts to turn onto his face and he rolls onto his face as he explodes off the wall, starts his leg kick. He will pull one arm and he will be swimming freestyle. He's kicking, there comes the arm pull, and he is swimming freestyle. Excellent shot of the turn. Underwater we can see the good body roll, especially the good back end here. Above water, we can take a look at the front end. He has the 5 fundamentals: the press, the push, the roll, the high elbow, and the catch-up. All great freestylers have 5 fundamental things they do in common. Individual body characteristics mean that they will look different in the water. The press, the push, the body roll, the catch-up, the high elbow.